Good evening, everyone. Bruce Foster, your host, Jetski Republic, chewing the fat. Jeff, in answer to your question, yes, we are live. I'm here. Here's my hands. There might be the occasional message getting answered, but yes, we are definitely live this week, and we don't have Jetski Pete on, so we're all good. Um, okay, hope everybody's had a great week, and I haven't been up to much myself, to be honest. Been a bit quiet this the past weekend. Um, just the day to day stuff. Mr. Lakeford, we've got to try and get you back out on the water. This control panel or display that you've got, you need to get it fitted ASAP, mate, and get you out on the water. Um, so, Jeff, oh, you cracked me up, man. So, what we have this week is we'll have a quick catch up on what's been going on over the water. Obviously, Bailey Cunningham's over in Florida. He was at Sarasota at the weekend. There'll be a quick catch up in regards to that. I've got a small video, short video that we'll share. I'll share with you as well. And then obviously we'll take a look at the results very quickly as well across the four main divisions of the jet ski racing. And locally, there's nothing much happening on the local scene at the moment. AGMs all round. Victoria's got their AGM coming up on the 22nd July. New South Wales got theirs on the 23rd of July. The Australian Association has theirs on the 6th of August. Guys, just remember, if you're wanting to vote on these things, Rocky, yes, we are live. There's no pre-recorded this time. So, if I've answered your question, then it's live, verbally. So guys, if you want to get down to these AGMs and you want to make a change to what's happening, you have to be fully paid up member and obviously get to allow yourself to vote. They're looking for nominations in as well, and one of them I think has their closing dates tomorrow for nominations for positions. I think it might be Victoria. It's either Victoria or New South Wales. I can't remember off the top of my head. Guys, how you doing, mate? Thanks for tuning in, everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on the this opening scene. Give me a second. Let's just get it opened up. I'm just going to share this video. This is courtesy of P1 Aqua X. It's actually on their Facebook page. It's just a brief highlight from round 3 of their competition. Hopefully this will work okay. So I'm just going to transition over and we'll let it run.
A lot of people out here. The boats are amazing to watch. It's kind of a tricky venue, but it's all worth it at the end. Everyone goes super fast out here, and the weather is always surprising out here. So.
Had good starts, rode smart, and I ended up winning the overall, so I'm super happy.
Yeah, so there you go. That's just a quick roundup of what's been happening on that scene. As far as the PX, listen, I've got the results here. A second. Sorry about that. Forgot to stop the video. Okay, so listen, just a quick roundup of what's going on the Yep. So back to the P1X one, Aqua X. Just a quick roundup. Interestingly, there, the Aqua X 200 class was Sam Nemi, Johan Farron, and Kevin Sullivan taking 1, 2, and 3 over the weekend. Sam Nemi pretty much did the clean sweep, all 3. So nice result for him. The big ones now. Give me a second. Let me find that one. So yeah, we got this is the Pro Enduro Championships. This is the one that Bailey was in. Guys, I was actually unaware that Guy Greenland was out there as well. I had no idea we actually had another Aussie there. I thought it was just Bailey that was out there, but I came across that one by accident. Yeah, Guy was in it as well. So 2 pros out of a field of 25 racers was pretty good. Arminio on Tosca, he took out round 3 the weekend. Dustin Farthing, Devin Farthing, 2nd and 3rd. And listen, I watched that particular last race, the round 3 race, and even caught a snippet of round 1 and 2, and Tori Snyder got off to an absolutely cracking start, and especially in round 3, and got reeled back in towards the end. He just couldn't hang on long enough, but he was away like a rocket. It was like almost everyone was standing still. So from Bailey's perspective, I think he was 17th. I can't quite see that one. Give me a second. Was it 17th? Hang on, I'll get up. 2 seconds. I think he was 17th. If Trulle's on, Trulle might be able to clarify that one. Wrong one. Where are we? I don't have it. Yeah, I think it was. He was 17th. Yeah, he was. He's 17th. Guy was 19th, but I think he had an issue with his ski. Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, didn't finish in race 2. Yeah, so he was a bit disappointed. I dropped him a quick message, and he was pretty disappointed with that round. But he said, like he said, he was pretty optimistic, onwards and upwards. So yeah, so that's the Aussie boys flying the flag. Can't remember. I think Bailey's off to Texas next, or is it? I mean, maybe he's got Daytona next. I can't remember which one it is, but he's certainly on he's making moves at the moment. I think Guy will probably be at Daytona as well. So let's go out of that. Let me see. Yeah, so there's nothing really happening here on shore in Australia. Rec ride wise, guys, if you're looking for rec rides, remember and look up Jetski Riders Gold Coast in Brisbane. There's a couple of other groups around about as well. There's always rides going out and about from a rec perspective. I can't remember if there was one due this weekend, so I'll look that one up before, and I'll try and get the details. If there is something this weekend, it'll be in the events section of the Gold Coast Brisbane Jet Riders. Yeah, a bit of a downer for Tory getting disqualified. Yeah, guys, for your information, Tory got disqualified in the second race because he turned round and he actually went to ride back through the finish line into oncoming racers who hadn't finished yet. So he got disqualified for that one, but I don't think he was the only one. I think there was a couple others got the same treatment. So yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. I think Tory and Troy, I think it was, got it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so listen, I've got guests coming on here now, and I need to get them dialed in. So for your information, guys, I've been watching Ireland's Atlantic Adventures page for quite a while now, and I see what they get up to, the YouTube channel and their Instagram page. They've got a few things on the go. I've always been intrigued as to what they get up to, and it's not quite my old neck of the woods, but it's pretty much the similar conditions. So what I'm going to do is let me just dial these guys in, and we'll go from there. Now, Ken and Diarmuid are Ken's over at Diarmuid's, so let's hope that he comes in okay. Better answer. Told me he was popping out for a little bit. He messaged me about an hour ago and said that's us ready. Hey, there we go. Ken? Oh, hang on a second. I'll need to fix the screen. Give me a moment. I've just got to adjust the screen.
Take your time, buddy.
Yeah. We're a bit off tip here. Let me just adjust this. And I'll get Ken in as well. All right, there we go.
Screen down there.
All right, let me just downsize that a little bit. And I'll move myself as well while I'm at it. Give me a moment. Ken, how you Ken, Diarmuid, how are we, guys?
Well, how you doing? I'm doing.
How do we say it? Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to
Or is that one of those irritating phrases that just gets the better of you, like some of the ones that us Scottish people get as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only say that if you're a tourist in Dublin and you've been out drinking and you still haven't sobered up in the morning. It's that kind of a thing.
So, okay, guys, for everyone that doesn't know, we have Diarmuid O'Donovan and Ken O'Connell. Good old Irish names. I love it. Guys, welcome. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
No problem. Explain yourselves. What what got you into jet skiing? What you're all about? What you do just now, even for what you do for a living, kind of thing. Because, like Diarmuid, you, by all accounts, you seem to live the ideal lifestyle as far as what you can get up to in your recreational time and fitting it in with your work. So, you're all right. Don't worry about it. It's just a technical glitch.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Probably my fault. I got blamed for everything.
So how did you get into jet skiing then? Either one of you, Diarmuid or Ken.
Well, I've been there. It just says, can you see us okay? Yeah?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, perfect. So I've been jet skiing for, I'd say over 20 years now. Kilkee, where we normally go out of, in the west coast of Ireland, down in West Clare. I've been going there all my life. So I always remember when I was a young fella, two guys, they were probably the two coolest guys from Limerick, were down and they had the stand-up jet ski, and they used to put the jet in and fire the jet up the pier. So ever since I saw that, I said, I always want to get a jet ski. So it kind of started from there. We'd always be on the water with boats, fishing, all that kind of stuff. And I think it was when the first Sea-Doo came out. I never owned a two-stroke. Well, not till recently on the stand-ups, but the sit-down skis, when the first Sea-Doo came out on the Fortec, I think it was like 2003, 2004. So I got one of them. It was a 185, and from then it's been on the water ever since.
I thought you said underwater.
It probably is this at this moment.
That's opening up a different can of worms altogether there.
Yeah.
Diarmuid, what's your background on that? How did you get into it all?
Yeah. So it's Ken's fault that I kind of got into it, to be honest. So like I would have came from a scuba diving kind of photography background, and one of my children and Ken's children were in primary school together in the same class, and I seen this guy pull up to the school in this pure class BMW convertible, like 6 series, and I was like, oh my god, that's flashy sticker. Right? He looked through that, and then one day then myself and it was only about an hour. I saw him down the pier, and I said, well, how's it going? And after that, then it just kind of came set an edge, and just kind of dragged me in. He said, here, do you want to spin off a jet ski? I said, sure. Yeah, that's how I got it. Yeah. So the mechanics all that and talked a lot.
Okay, so we've met up with all the rest of the lads. They're all here ready to go.
We
So
tried to
we've got
marry
a few
kind of
GTX
both
230s, what I'm on.
my background.
Gavin's got his RX T300, there's a GCI 170, and Ken's got his GTX 300 bar. It's probably a 360, really, to be honest. We are heading from Kilrush Harbour the whole way over to the Bromore Cliffs and Nuns Beach, so Ballybunion basically. So really excited to get out on the road, or get out in the water and experience exactly what they have to offer to a certain degree.
There's a contact corner, so you've got all the best, all your adventure kind of YouTube videos, kind of tutorials on how to fix parts in jet ski, and while at the same time owning a workshop. You know, so that's how kind of the two of us kind of met and kind of married together. But married, that's a bit of a strong word.
Came together. That's even a bit of a strong word.
Hey, listen, what you guys get up to, that's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. First of all, Raymond, my apologies, Raymond. I've just been informed that the video that I'm actually playing, I haven't muted the sound on it. So there was a little bit of you talking, Diarmuid, where you weren't heard. Hey, it might have been a good thing, it might have been a bad thing, I don't know. So we're fixed now, so we're all good. So
Okay.
So what's the big plans for it all then? What's the big plans for the adventures?
I think, like, I mean, we've a new workshop being built at the moment, so it's just like we obviously have our own work and our own jobs and that kind of thing. So it's just things are very busy at the moment. So we're trying to get the workshop finished, where we're going to have a new studio down there for doing the videos, more of an office. We're going to get into more sales, more kind of merch and branding and all that kind of stuff. But we also want to maybe just branch out and maybe get to some of the bigger key spots around Ireland. Like we did a great video on Diarmuid's channel where we went down to Loop Head and went through Lover's Leap. Like that's the first time that's ever been recorded. You know, that's there for hundreds of years, where people have been around the area, but there's no video footage of that going around on social media or on YouTube or anything like that. You know, so when we do,
what does that video look like? Is that the one where you're going through the cliffs, going through in the caves? Is that the one you're talking about?
This is on Diarmuid's channel. I'm sure we might do a re-edit and put it on this. It's called Loop Head and it's called Lover's Leap. Okay. So the story is that a couple of 100 years ago, Mary and Jim were seeing each other and they weren't allowed and this kind of thing. So instead of saying, "Oh, that we can't be together," the two of them ran and jumped off the cliff, and it's like a big slot. So if you go on Google Maps or Google Earth and look at Loop Head and zoom down into it, there's a big cavern and there's a big pass through. And the fact that it's so rough all the time, very few boats will ever think about going in there. So we went through with the skis. We had the 360 camera, and it's amazing. It's really cool.
So you two were the mad ones that decided to go down there and take a look at
it. Kinda, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the one thing about it is, when you exit that channel, so to speak, there is a rogue wave that will come along, and if you're not careful, you're mincemeat. Like, you're done. Your jet ski's done. You're done. So you have to kind of time it right, you know. So it can get a bit hairy down there, right?
Hey, not that we've got to worry about that, gentlemen. Hey, listen, I've got Raymond Bennett. He's saying hats off to you guys for riding in the temperatures. It must be freezing out there.
It's not too bad. Like, so like when I said, like, I came from jet ski background, scuba diving background, so I would have had a numerous amount of wetsuits and dry suits already. So during the winter months, like we would still jet ski 12 months of the year. Yeah. You know, like, we don't take a break for winterizing our jet skis at all. Like, we drive the whole way through 12 months of the year. So like during the winter months, I would use my dry suit to keep me warm. Then when we kind of get into the later months of the year, kind of the dry suit gets swapped out for a semi-dry suit, and then the semi-dry suit gets swapped out for just a
I've got the video running there, and Ken's all wrapped up in his camo jacket.
Yeah. There's only that jacket under that, of course.
There's only that appearing.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce, I will say one thing about that trip. That was probably the most miserable trip we have ever done. It was so bad. Like, every 3 seconds you're getting a belt of a wave in the face, and it just made for an uncomfortable drive. We went for miles. We're out for hours.
Yeah.
We actually had we had a guy from Dublin and his son, and this was their trip to come down. It was a bit of a tour, and this is so lovely, and like, they got smashed, but they had a great time. They really had a great time.
Have they been back?
They bought two skis. They bought two skis, and like I mean, we love helping guys out, and we love showing them. And like I mean, there's a certain commercial element to things that we do as well.
Yeah.
But like I mean, it's how people approach things with us. If somebody comes down and say, "Listen, I've never been on a jet ski in my life. I'd like to take my young guy out," absolutely. We'll help out, and we always do a lot of community stuff as well, where we try to promote skis and PWCs, in as best light as possible. So, we help out wherever we can. And, all the kids down in Kilkee, a certain day, they'll take them over and their parents will offer us money and stuff. We tell them no, they go down and pick up a bag of plastic from the beach, fill that up, come over, and, we take them out, all that kind of thing. So it's we're fortunate in what we do. We're fortunate in what we have. And, we love sharing it, and we love doing things whenever we can.
I've seen some of the footage that you guys have put out, and like, it just like I've got a certain connection to it because it's kind of reminds me of back home. So, and it's something I've always fancied doing when I get back to Scotland. But like I'm going back later this year, but it's going to be middle of December, end of December when I'm back. It's going to be way too cold. And although I was home 4 years ago in September, I did ask my friend who's got a jet ski if I could borrow it, and they totally blanked me. Which I was a bit miffed at because they're not even like, I don't know what the legislation is with you guys. Do you have to be licensed to ride jet skis?
No, there's not. It's very slack here, and we do lobby for that because there is antisocial behaviour on them here, and there is a certain amount of issues. But our opinion is, like, I mean, that a huge amount of that is ignorant, and it's from people that just don't know. And they'll come down to a pier or a slipway and they'll go out and they might be going too fast, but there's no signage to tell them they're going too fast, So there's a very small amount of element in there, and we lobby for legislation. We want licensing, we want insurance, because that protects us. We're responsible users. We don't want guys out there that are messing around in the water,
Hey, listen, we have all that legislation here, and we still get the idiots. Plenty of them as well, I might add. So, and there's speed signs everywhere, and people are well aware of what the limits are, and what the restrictions. But
that element in the community, I think, is very small, and at least the police in Scotland might have legislation and powers to do something about it. Here, the guards have very little. They can't actually enforce the law because there literally isn't a law with regards to them. So that's kind of the problem. So it's going to be years, and it's going to be. It's a kind of a long-term plan for them, but we're fully supportive of that.
I would imagine though. I would imagine as well though, Ken, Diarmuid, that like the more people that suddenly start riding jet skis, that's when there'll be a need to bring in more legislation. So like here in Queensland, we've got like thousands of people that own jet skis, and the waters are really in the summer months they're absolutely overrun with jet skis and boats, and people sitting in their tinnies fishing in channels in the shipping channels. It's just crazy sometimes, and there's always a lot of accidents happening because people are not paying attention. But the number of people that ride, see, we've got to be licensed here in Queensland, and as in most of Australia, we've all got to be licensed. So you've got to do the boating license, and once you've completed that, you can then go on and do the PWC or the watercraft one. So we don't have anything like that. Like when I asked my friend 4 years ago about borrowing their jet ski, they were telling me they're not licensed or anything, and their 14-year-old was riding about on a Spark, and I was like, "You're joking?" That just blew my mind. So running about the waters of Scotland and on a Spark at 14 years old, it's just like I couldn't get my head around that one. It was just a bit bizarre.
But they'll be running around here in 300s, like it's like.
Well, that's the thing. He's actually had the chance. He at that time he was riding. He was also using his father's, which was a 300. So it's just like I couldn't get my head around it. It was just bizarre. But I guess it's because we're used to here being so regulated, as far as what you've got to have in order to get on. You get caught. Like for us, if you get caught speeding on your jet ski, it actually goes on your driver's license. It's attached to your driver's license.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's crazy.
So you'll get your demerit points and whatever all shifted onto your driver's license. It's all attached. I'll show you it quickly for everybody that doesn't know. But I don't know if you'll see that little label.
We're a little bit behind now.
Yeah, our video's a little bit behind because I don't know it said that.
Yeah, there'll be a slight delay probably.
On YouTube. believe it or not. We're watching the video live on YouTube.
Oh, we can just see
Oh,
you.
now we can see it about
Yeah.
half an hour later, but it's good.
Yeah, so so that's the label that gets attached to the driver's license. So you mess up,
Wow.
and the boating license is on there as well. So again, the same thing. If you do any misdemeanors, and you get fined or you get demerit points or whatever, if you're caught drink riding, nah, points.
And that's the best thing to do, to be totally honest with you. You know, and I think that would be something that would be more effective if it was to be introduced here, because there are certain gurriers around with jet skis, you call them, and it's the same one or two guys that are just acting the maggot, and the less we see of those people, the better, to be totally honest with you, because it's better for us, it's better for the community, it's better for society as well.
It is, and the downside to it is you get a bad reputation. Yeah, as a community itself, you get a bad reputation. Down in Sydney, in the harbour area, they banned jet skis down there because there was too much going on. There was too many near misses, so they just banned jet skis from that area all the time. And there's been talk of it potentially happening around Queensland as well, especially down around between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. So there's been a potential for that. Like, you guys will be miles away, from anything like that happening with you guys, because there's not enough of you out on the skis. You guys, in particular, act responsibly. And I know there's a few riders in Scotland do the same. I just, from our perspective, it's just like Raymond Bennett's even commented. He says, "No license, wow." It's just something we just take bad with. It's just, we can't get our head around that when it's legislated. I don't know what it's like in America. I don't know whether it's licensed over there.
I think you have to have it licensed. You have to have it licensed in the States. You have to have your registration number across the front of the ski, and it has to be certain size with certain font and stuff like that. So it is fairly regulated over there.
Yeah, and we've got registration numbers on ours. They've got to be 4 inches high, 100 mil, at least 100 mil high, and they've got to be at least legible. But like, the number of people that get registration numbers and are a bit, you can hardly see them, but they're there.
Yeah.
So, but hey, each to their own. But so how have you been getting out on the water? Have you been out lately?
I was out the weekend.
Yeah.
It's been June has been a bit of a wet month here, and things have been a small little bit slack. It's just with the weather. The summer really hasn't hit. Now this weekend is due good, and it's all ice cream melting on the front of the tabloid newspapers for this weekend. So hopefully a lot of guys will get out and get sorted this year. Plus as well, people are traveling a little bit more. Like last year, the season was kind of starting in March, April. The weather was good and COVID was around, so people are traveling a little bit more. The weather hasn't been the best, but this weekend now is going to be good. We've been out a couple of times, but no big days out yet. But we're hoping.
I was saying to Diarmuid yesterday when I caught up with them, they might be getting a heat wave this weekend. So that'll be what, 16 degrees, 18 degrees, something like that.
They're saying 20.
We're saying 20. 20 is good.
The big 2-0.
Oh, if it's 20 degrees, I'll have my top off, looking for my tank and everything. Oh,
that's when is that when you get the opportunity to go from a shade of blue to white?
Yeah.
And then you get the tan.
Oh, if I get any bit of sun, I just go boom. I get tan like that. It's great. Sallow skin is fantastic. Even though it looks like I'm actually the whitest human being on this computer right now.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Ken, you don't look much better.
I know, yeah. Too much light coming in the window. We should step back.
I'm watching this video again, and I'm just cold looking at it. And to you guys, it's probably not that cold. We're obviously used to it, but
yeah.
And I know that the guys. Go on.
Sorry, it depends. Sometimes you'll go out and you'll be totally miserable, and then it'll be a kind of a crap day. But other times, then it actually gets so bad, it actually gets good, because it's just kind of what are we doing, and we'll pop into, as you go up along the coast. There's a couple of pubs and the small little fishing towns and stuff like that. So we'll pop in, we'll get a pint of Guinness, and we'll come back out and then head up along again. So it kind of breaks up the day.
See, that's the best part I like about your videos. You always stop off at the pub for a nice burger and chips, and obviously your Guinness. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but in fairness now, Ken, he does get a lot colder than fucking most, like, so we could be out and it's lovely and all of a sudden there's him like that, look,
It's because I don't wear a
shivering.
wetsuit and he's a dry suit on.
Why are you not getting a dry suit, Ken? Are you against them?
I haven't. I dive a bit as well, and I have the semi-dries and stuff. I just find them a bit cumbersome. So a lot of times I just kind of wear the clothes to keep the wet and the wind off.
Yeah.
So I just, it's just a bit more comfortable when you're out for hours,
Yeah.
Like, if you have a semi-dry, your neck is at you and they're too tight and you're getting a rash and this kind of thing. So,
yeah.
and dry suits are just for girls, basically.
Yeah,
That's why
we're kind of the same here. Like in the winter months, we've got, like, I tried a wetsuit one time and I absolutely, an actual wetsuit, and I hated it wearing it once, and I've never wore it again. So I ended up going with I went with a two-piece neoprene, which I found a lot easier. So if it got a bit too hot, I was able to take the top off and at least put a lighter top on. So that made the life a bit easier. So, and I didn't feel it was kind of choking me around the neck so much, which was a lot more comfortable. Yeah. You guys are aware of Jeff Lakeford, are you?
Jake Lakeford. The name rings a bell. I'm terrible with names. Faces I'm very good with.
You probably would have seen his pictures and some of his videos over social media, especially from down here in Australia, covering the racing and stuff like that. He's actually asked the question.
Oh, wait.
He's actually asked the question of you guys. What's your go-to camera these days?
Well, my go-to camera would definitely be the Canon R5. And I'd often, if I'm out in the ski, it'd definitely be the 70-200 RF 2.8. Absolutely phenomenal.
I would have no idea what you're talking about, but Jeff probably does. He's into all that. So what about action camera? Do you have a particular action camera that you use? GoPro?
Yeah. Like there's plenty of cameras out there in America that are really, really good. But the GoPro 10 is what I'd use now, to be honest with you. And when the GoPro 11 comes out, like, we'll buy that and we'll flog the 10 then straight away. We try to buy the best quality camera equipment that we can get. Like, we just got the new Mavic 3 as well, the drone, and we bought the FPV drone as well, the sports one that has the camera that can fly through things and everything. So
we've got these new videos to look forward to.
Yeah, if we can get out in the water, it's like I said, at the moment now we're just so busy with work, and Ken, we're moving workshops now as well at the moment. And then we're just waiting for some better weather to come in to make some great videos. But we do have some tutorial videos coming soon about little things like how to put speakers on an RXP, how to change a wearing, how to do this, how to do that, just to keep some of the content going, because we're a bit dry in the winter months because we're not as active as we would be in the summertime,
Now, I do have one question for you. I've watched your video in relation to launching your ski off your trailer and bringing it back on. I did note when I watched that one that you don't ride it onto the trailer.
No, sometimes we do, but it's just, we don't. If you ride it, you can ride it on, but then it depends on the pier or the state that you're in. If you want to ride it on and you don't want to risk knocking one of your, it's all roller trailers that we have here. There's the odd bunk trailer. So sometimes if you come in and if you're not deep enough, you can knock one of the rollers off the trailer. So, you're still going to need somebody in the water. You can throw a rope over stuff like that. But generally speaking, we'll just bring it in, hook it on, and just take it in nice and handy. Yeah. Because a lot of the time when we're in Kilkee or when we're in seawater, even if you're backing your trailer down, the salt over here is quite strong. So you'll get rust on the underside of your car or your Jeep or stuff like that. So normally I always just handball my ski down, and then walk the trailer back up. So we'll walk the trailer down, winch it on, and then just pull it up to us anyway. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got the wheels on the trailers here as well. That's an American thing. That's one of those American things that they do with just the little skis, the little planks of wood or whatever it is, and you just ride.
Yeah, the ski trailers.
I don't understand why they do that, because that surely is just going to rub away on the bottom of your ski.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. So Jeff says in those cold waters I'd be jumping off. Oh, you'd never jump off, sorry.
I tell you, you do get used to it. Like
Yeah.
I would scuba dive 12 months of the year as well. Like, so I'm actually in the water, under the water, for 45 minutes when scuba diving during the winter time. But you do honestly get used to the water. It's like one time where I was scuba diving over in Lanzarote, which is an island just off the coast of kind of Africa.
Yeah.
It's belonged to Spain, and we're doing a dive there, and it was lovely warm weather, and I was jumping into the water. I was like, "Oh, do you need a hood?" I was like, "I don't need a hood. It's lovely and warm. I don't need gloves. I don't need shoes. I'm just going to go in my wetsuit and I'm all good." And there was this, I remember I finished a dive, this beautiful dive. The clarity was amazing. And I came up and we're finishing a dive, and a lady that was with the group was shivering after the dive. And she actually ended up getting sick. And I was like, Jesus, is she okay? Is she having an epileptic fit or something? Is she all right? And then she was saying, "Oh, she's never diving in these conditions again." I was like, "Diving in these conditions? This is heavenly." Yeah. Imagine if she came to Ireland. Apparently, anyway, she lives in Egypt, and she's what's called a cocktail diver. So she dives in the Red Sea all the time. So the Lanzarote, Spain, was cold to her, whereas to me, it was just, "Oh my God, I'm moving here next week."
See, I would think that would be warm. That'd be warm water.
Yeah.
You know?
No, she was getting sick and all from the cold. Yeah.
You'll actually be surprised. Like if you came down here in the winter in Australia, the waters do get pretty cold. Obviously, the further south you go, Melbourne way especially, and it gets particularly cold. That's why some of the boys down there are wearing the dry suits. But it would be very similar to the conditions that you guys get off the coast where you are, with those boys down in Melbourne and that. That would be what they would get. But yeah, like I don't know. How would you feel about diving in the waters up around Australia?
Oh, I would love it. My father is that's where I get my scuba diving background, is from my dad. He dives all over the world, so he has been to the Great Barrier Reef. He's been to a few different spots around Australia, Barbados, Egypt, Malta. The fecker has been absolutely everywhere in the world diving. So I've been to Lanzarote in Ireland. That's about it.
Mate, you got an invitation here. The pair of you got an invitation to come out here anytime you can. So definitely, there'll be plenty of people here willing to sort you out and fix you up with wherever you're heading. So big community here. So yeah, definitely be love to have you, and you can make your own little video of your adventures. Yeah, I don't know. You couldn't call it Ireland's Atlantic Adventures, though.
Yeah, on tour.
On tour, yeah. Oh yeah, just flights now.
Fair enough. No, I'd definitely be welcome down here. That would be awesome to see you guys down here, and we do that to all, to everyone that we speak to. Always welcome to come down here. There's a few of the guys in America we're trying to get to come over as well, and yeah, it's just COVID's been a bit of a killer at the moment, but stopping people from doing a lot of things. But we're getting there. We're getting there now.
Yeah, actually, we'll definitely have a video. There's a guy, if you look him up, Scotty Niemeyer. He's big into skis and hydroflying, and we just hooked up with him on social media before, and then he started coming over doing some shows and bits and pieces.
Okay.
So he's actually coming over next Tuesday the 12th. So we're definitely going to have a good video up soon enough when Scotty's over here.
Where's Scotty coming from? Is he coming from America?
Yeah, he's based out of Hawaii a couple of years ago, and I think he's in Washington at the moment. Okay. Scotty Niemeyer. Okay. Yeah. So he can do everything. He's really good on the
flyboards,
the jet deck and the flyboards and all that kind of stuff. So
he does like now that hydrofoiling is like surfing, isn't it? But it's up on a hydrofoil.
No, it's the same principle as a flyboard. Flyboard is actually a brand where you have the hose coming from the back of the ski onto the platform, which is kind of shooting you maybe 60, 70 feet up in the air.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
But Scotty actually uses a different brand. It's a Defy. It's his brand. Yeah. So it's
I've got you.
I'd say it was 4 or 5 years ago he started first coming over. So then when we're doing shows and stuff like that, we'd bring him over. He'd do some shows and stuff. So he's just coming over for a bit of a holiday on Tuesday.
Is he bringing the gear
for 12 days? I have gear here that I'm going to get. When he does it competitively, or if we were doing a show, he'd bring his own stuff. But he can work away on the stuff that we have. Otherwise, he'd bring bags of gear.
So have you guys tried it?
Oh yeah, we do it, but you haven't tried it yet.
No,
I've done it for a couple of years. We got them in first in 2013, 14. So
Nice one.
yeah, it's pretty like, especially when you're putting them on the back of a 300 and you're putting the Dublin Feller on it. It's like when you when you pull that trigger, it's like you shit yourself.
You feel like you're getting into the stratosphere.
Oh, it is. It's like this huge power in them, especially with the Dublin Fellers. So it's yeah. Well, Diarmuid's going to try it next week.
I will do it. I'd love to do it. Like, but Gavin, like one of our team members there, like he kind of, he didn't put me off it, but he was there going, you have to be careful. You very easily break her back, like, you know.
Well,
But,
it's
you know,
yeah. You
so,
just need to mind yourself a little bit.
yeah.
You know, once you get
Yeah,
used to
but
it,
imagine if you're if you've lost a bit of control, bad things could maybe happen.
But don't you have a secondary person on the ski down below to control it as well?
you can do. There's a remote control for them, or you can have somebody controlling it on the
That's
ski.
right, because
So,
I've seen it where the ski just rides around on its own. There's
Yeah.
on
That's
it. There's
basically
nobody on
it,
it. You're basically controlling
Yeah.
it from up there.
yeah, with a remote, yeah.
Cool. Sounds awesome. So who's doing the video for that one?
Oh, well, when you're on it,
Oh yeah, sure. Ken thinks he's
Diarmuid,
director
are we
anyway,
getting
so-
are we getting a POV of it? Are we going to get a point of view?
Absolutely.
view,
So
film
we
on
do
it,
for
or we-
360 is
yeah, sure. We've multiple cameras, like we have 360 cams, GoPro cams, land cams, drones, everything. So we'll have it from all angles. So you're going to see one of the most epic fails ever known to man when I get on it, because
Ken,
I have no fear.
Ken,
That's my problem.
hey, rest assured, mate. Ken's going to catch that. He'll capture that part.
yeah. Just when he's on his back.
I don't want to see the headlines if that happens.
Yeah.
It'd be grand. It'd be grand. That's such an Irish thing to say. Is sure, you'd be grand.
Hey, listen, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I really appreciate your time on. But what I normally do with everyone is when they come on, I give them a chance to shout out the people that matter to them, supporters or family or friends or whatever. So on you go. It's all yours.
Right, so first of all, I'd like to thank Ken, basically, because he kind of got me into the sport and everything like that. So very appreciative to you, buddy, for that. Absolutely love it. But I'd like to thank all our kind of team members. So you've Gavin, you've Rob, Chili, I suppose, our local hero. So like they're mostly the guys that are kind of like there beside us all the time. And John Hickey then as well, absolutely lovely gent. He owns a hotel in Kilkee where we're always going jet skiing. So if you're ever going there, go to that hotel. Lovely food.
That's the epic
lovely
food and that lovely pint of Guinness.
Absolutely, best pint of Guinness you'll get in Kilkee or on the west coast of Ireland. It's amazing.
Yeah, we don't pay for it half the time. We just walk out.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah, so it's all the lads. Like, I mean, you know, it's great for us. Diarmuid is great for doing the videos, and you know, that's his side of it. So, but it's like, I mean, the lads that come down, and you know, when we're doing stuff, when we're doing our projects around, and you know, we're helping people out. It's always the lads. You know, Gavin, Rob, Connor. They're always there helping us out and being supportive, and you know, giving their own time, giving their own skis, giving their own fuel, taking the kids out, and you know,
that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
We do it for the love. Everybody does that
Exactly.
kind of stuff for the love. So, you know, if good things happen, if good things come from it, then fantastic, all the better. But yeah, we do it for the love. That's why we're always turning up. So, quick question for you: what is your preferred? If people want to check you out and see what you're getting up to, what are your preferred platforms?
So our preferred platforms is kind of Instagram. Jeez, excuse me, an awful frog in my throat. So Instagram is where we kind of really kind of base most of our content out of, and we kind of marry it up with Facebook. But and then we have the YouTube channel. But myself then as well for photography wise, you know, I'd be on Instagram as well. So it's DOD Photography on Instagram. And then if you look up Diarmuid O'Donovan on YouTube, we have another YouTube channel which kind of I go around to different parts of the world, like go up to Norway to see the Northern Lights, climbing the mountains in the Alps. I'm going to Scotland next month into Isle of Skye. Going to get lost in the Highlands up there. Yeah. So this is my second time going back to Isle of Skye. So I was there in 2017 as well. And I just travel and kind of do YouTube videos for landscape photography and just all that stuff as well.
Have you considered doing the North Coast 500?
I don't know what that is.
It's a 500-mile trip around basically the northwestern section of Scotland.
Wow! Is that up by the Herburies?
Yeah. It goes up the far point of Scotland and all the way back around and down. So it's a full lap. It's a full lap of 500 miles. They've been plugging it for a few years now. Look it up. You can look it up on Instagram, and you'll see it. You'll see what the go is there. So yeah, check it out. I'll find a link. I'll send it through to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Cool. So worth checking out. So if you're up that direction and it's Skye, I think you probably won't be that far off the path where that route goes. So
okay,
I'll send it through to you and let you know. So listen, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate your time. Great catching up with you and having it. We call it a yarn. I call it a chat. You guys call it the crack. Whatever you want to call it. It was great talking with you, and hopefully we'll get you back on again in the future. I'd actually love to come over and meet up with you at some point if I get the opportunity as well. But
you're more than welcome. We've plenty of skis there for you and everything. So yeah.
I might find a dry suit and come in January. Do you do January?
No. I do 7 months of the year. I'm good.
I drink a lot more in the winter time.
That's your body's in hibernation, that's why. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. It was awesome catching up, and we'll keep an eye on what you get up to.
Perfect. All right.
Thanks for having us on. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching.
All the best.
See you guys.
All the best. See you later.
See you. Cheers. Bye. Bye-bye.
So there we go. Diarmuid O'Donovan and Ken O'Connell. Ireland's Atlantic Adventures. Check them out YouTube, Instagram. They got a presence on Facebook as well, but it tends to use, as you said, YouTube and Instagram's a preferred platform. Diarmuid's actually got a photography page as well. So Jeff, for the likes of you maybe want to check it out as well. So he's certainly a good one to pick his brains with. He's got a few camera choices and stuff that he gets up to. He does it professionally. And Jeff, if it's weddings information you're looking for to improve your opportunities to do weddings, Diarmuid's your man. So have a chat with him, and he'll keep you right. I told him last night when I briefly caught up with him that you were great at action photography, but your wedding photographs were not the best or not as good. So there's your chance. Get into weddings, mate. That's where the money is. That's where the money is, mate. All right. So, hey, listen, that's us for this week. We've pretty much covered everything as far as what we wanted to do tonight. And nothing else really coming up. Unless, what I will ask everyone is if you have a video that you want to share, happy to share it on here. On our weekly podcast. If it's a ride you have coming up, no matter where you are, it doesn't have to be in Queensland. It can be anywhere across the country. I'm trying to reach out to Europe and places like that as well. So, I've touched base with Diarmuid and Ken, and at some point I'm hoping to catch up with the boys up in Norway. I've got to touch base with them and see what they're getting up to. I just want to kind of spread the network and get people, like we see everybody on social media. We see what they produce, but we just want to. I like to get to know them. I like to get to understand what they are and get to speak to them. And speaking with Ken and Diarmuid, Jeff, you're not going to get very far on a jet ski ride in your driveway unless you're pushing it down the bottom of the drive, which is probably about as far as you'll get, if you're lucky. So. If you've got anything that you want to share, hit me up. Drop me an email at jetskirepublic@yahoo.com, or just touch base with me through any of the social media platforms we've got. I'm on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We've got Instagram as well. We've got a page on TikTok as well, believe it or not. So we're going to see how all that goes. Guys, I thank you very much for tuning in, and I thank everybody above for helping me make this happen, and the support that I get from you guys. I really thank you all for tuning in, and I'm going to just, on that note, I'm going to leave you with the closing titles. There's no video, it's just the closing titles. Until next week, it's TikTok. That's a plan, Jeff. I'll need to come down to your house, mate, and we'll need to film it. So, guys, until next week, wherever you happen to be, stay safe, look after each other, and enjoy the water as much as you can. Make the most of it, ladies and gentlemen. Love yous all. Take care. All the best.